Hey, what's going on, guys? So, Tarisland is launched in NA, and I've been playing for about a week now. Been having a good time. It's a very casual MMO, it's easily approachable, and it's free to play. I've been playing the Shadow Swordsman for about a week now, and I've been having a good time in PvP. Today I'm going to show you what I've been running and how well it's worked for me. So the Shadow Swordsman has two specs. One is called Cunning, which is a bit like the Assassination Rogue from WoW, and then there is Duel, which is a bit more like a sub-rogue mixed with a Demon Hunter. Its mechanic is this little wheel you see here. It rotates around every time you use an attack ability. When the mark is red on the wheel, it's considered a weakness spot, and it empowers your next attack skill used. This build focuses on building up weakness points and taking advantage of the multiple damage increases we can give our Spectral Slash talent. So for talents, I run mine a bit skewed off of the recommended path. You can go here, you can go to recommended and just hit Spectral Slash, enable it, and it sets it up for you. I've adjusted mine a little bit based on how I want to play my Swordsman. So I put 3 points in Assault, 3 points in Gift of Opportunity. This allows us to get more Furious attacks in, because our Assault lowers the cooldown of Furious attack. Assault is your 1, or in my case it's my Q. This is like your spammable ability, and Furious attack is your... I put 3 points in Furious attack plus. This boosts the damage of Furious attack by 15%. And if we hit it off of our weakness spot, we return 3-second cooldown. 1 point in Spectral Slash. We need this to make the build, because Spectral Slash will replace Swift Strike. In my opinion, Spectral Slash is a bit more attractive of an option because of all the passives that you get. And Swift Strike has this mechanic where it moves your wheel 2 spots instead of 1, so it can make hitting your weakness spots a little bit harder. But I'm sure both playstyles will work fine. It's just whatever you're more comfortable with. I put 3 points into Pursuit. This gives us 45% more damage to targets 25% HP or lower. Basically an Execute, but for rogues, plus 3 points in Weakness Mark. This allows Spectral Slash to add a weakness point to our wheel. This helps us keep pressure outside of our Frenzy Throw burst window by adding more empowers to our wheel that we can take advantage of with our Assault and attack. 2 points into Blade Shift. This passive is absolutely necessary. If you're a melee and you don't have gap closers, you are going to have an awful time. This passive boosts Spectral Slash's damage by 150%, but the main thing is that it allows us to teleport. It's basically Shadow Step from rogues in WoW. This allows us to jump to your target within 8 meters after you've thrown your Frenzy Throw. So you'll Frenzy Throw, and then your Spectral Slash gets the empowered ability to dash to a target. We put 3 points into Zealous Pursuit. While you're under the effect of Frenzy Throw, you do 15% more damage. 3 points into Spectral Slash. This buffs Spectral Slash by 120% more, and when you cast it, you gain 50% move speed and 10% haste. 2 points into Frenzy Throw Plus. This makes your Frenzy Throw last 2 seconds longer, and it lowers the cooldown by 12 seconds. This shortens your downtime and is very important because it turns your burst window into about a minute instead of like a minute and a half. Okay, 2 points into Well Prepared. Thirst for Battle makes your next skill 50% more likely to crit. This allows you to practically guarantee that your next ability is going to crit. I often will use it on my Furious attack because I like to have Thirst for Battle on whenever I'm already in my window. It would be nice to have it to like pop and then execute, but a lot of the times I've noticed it's just better to have it rolling while you're at the start of your window. Okay, 2 points in Thirst for Battle Plus. This makes us do 9% more damage and gives 10% haste while under the effects of Thirst for Battle. 2 points in Weakness Effect. This says Swift Strike on the tooltip, but the damage increase also applies to Spectral Slash. So instead of taking all 3 points to get 9% damage increase in Spectral Slash, here I feel it's better to get the 9% gain during your Thirst window instead of the 3% potential gain you'd get by putting the third passive in here. Okay, now for the ultimates. I run Crippling Strike, Quick Step, and Shadow Step. Actually, I'll go here to the ultimates. Okay, Crippling Strike, Quick Step, and Shadow Step. Crippling Strike applies a decelerate and a healing debuff to your target. This is essential for setting up your kill target in groups. Most people will know you have to debuff the target or the healer's just going to keep them up forever. It lasts for 7 seconds, so it's nearly your entire Thirst for Battle window. Our Thirst for Battle lasts for 10 seconds, this lasts for 7, so the window's huge. Quick Step is your second gap closer. It's to get back onto the target that's gotten away from you. It inflicts an immobilize, so that is also really good. If somebody keeps getting away, it'll add a root, and the time it roots will go up as you level the passives up. You can upgrade them here and throw in blue metals, and it will level them up. Shadow Step is just stealth. You want to use this to open the fight, as it applies a stun to your target. I've noticed it can be a bit finicky if you try to use it as like a soft engage. So like say you go in, you start the fight, and you want to stealth to get out to reset. Most people are running inscription emblems that will add a dot to you. So if you aren't watching your debuffs, you'll go in, you'll pop your stealth, you'll try to run, and you'll just come right back up. So I feel it's better to just use it and get the stun off with it, because the stun's going to force your target to use a break free or a teleport, and then you can just jump to them and continue your opener. Okay, now to the passive talents. Those were the active passives, these are the passive passives. These are the passives that are only on for PvP, and the ones that I am running is Slow Suppression, Deadly Res, and Death Sustenance. Slow Suppression makes you deal more damage to your target. If they have Decelerate on them, we apply Decelerate with our Crippling Strike, so that gives us another damage boost within our window. Deadly Res is a damage reduction while you're stunned. The tooltip here says dazed, but I'm 99% sure they mean stunned. I've tested it, you take less damage whenever you're stunned with this on. I'm not sure why it's mistranslated here, but on Shadow Step it says stunned correctly. But I'm running this because if you get caught, this keeps you alive. Death Sustenance is a cheat death that will heal you, and that is why I'm running this one. This last one's a bit up in the air for me right now though. I'm torn between Death Sustenance and this Time Control. The ultimates, whenever it says ultimates, it means these 3 abilities right here, so it allows you to use these 3 more often. For stats, I am trying to focus more on Omni. I have gotten unlucky with my gear, so I've gotten a couple pieces of cooldown gear that I gotta get rid of, but they are high gear score, so I'm just using them for now. The Omni, I believe, adds a better value because it increases your overall damage. And the passive that you can get from the talent tree over here that is called Painful Attack. Eventually, whenever you get your Omni up, this will buff your Spectral Slash by even more. So that will be on to the Inscription Tree. So for the Inscription Tree, I am at 10,200 powder right now. I'm missing a couple things, I think. But for the tree, I'm just running the recommended. You can hit recommended and it'll just put this tree in for your Shadow Swordsman. It prefers the Omni, but if you want to go cooldown, just mirror these nodes that are coming off right here to go to the cooldown ones along this side. For my emblems, I am running Overload, Strive, Sprawl, Burst, and Out of Control. I was running the Challenger's Decision, but I didn't feel like whenever I was using my ultimates, I was getting a big enough hill. It was like 240. It's really not that big, and I'd rather just have more DPS. The ones that I would say are the most important is your Strive. Strive procs a lot, and it does a lot of damage. Your Out of Control. This gives you a chance to deal extra damage whenever you hit somebody. And then your Overload are the main 3 I would say you want to focus on. Overload increases your crit damage whenever you crit. Stacks up to 4 times, so it's just more crit damage overall. Yeah, the Inscription Tree is a little daunting at first, but you Once you know what stats you're going for, if you're going for cooldown or omni, that dictates whether you're going left or right side. You want to hit every one of these red nodes with the shield, because that will be your crit or combo stat, which is like your main stat that you want. And then these core abilities you want to pick up as you get the extra dust. You want to probably go through and get all of the omni and crit or combos first, and then work into your core skills. But that is the Inscription Tree. So here's how most of the time I look to open a fight. I want to stealth in, open a Furious Throw. If your enemy doesn't break free immediately or blink away, you can assume they might not have it. You'll want to Crippling Strike, Thirst for Battle, Furious Attack, Spectral, Spectral. And it'll look like this. You'll stealth in, Furious Throw, Crippling Strike, Thirst for Battle, Furious Attack, Spectral, Spectral. You see there I crit for 14.9 or whatever on this dummy. In PvP you'll do more because they'll be decelerated, and if they're under 25% you'll get the extra execute damage. Most of the time this should be enough to put a target down if your partner's helping you out. If it's not, just keep spamming Assault and Furious until the Furious Throw resets. So this is why I like taking the weakness exploit, because if you don't kill them in that opener, this allows you to have a pressure between your 60-second windows. If you don't have pressure, their healer's just going to heal them back up, and then you won't be able to cripple them and kill them on the next go. If the target blinks away from you, just make sure that you either have your Spectral Slash ready. That's why I tell you to wait after you open with stealth, because if they jump away, you can Furious Throw and then jump to. If you've already used it, you also have your backup of your Quick Step. And that will also immobilize them. Just make sure you wait 2 seconds, because most break frees come with a 2-second immunity. So just always plan for that. That is pretty much it, guys. The class is really straightforward. Like with most things in the game, it's very simple, very easy to use, and pretty fun. But if you have any questions, if you have any comments, if you guys want to theorycraft, definitely hit up the comments. I am open to criticism and having a good time. So I guess that's gonna do it, guys, and I will catch you later. Have a good one.
Oh my God, you are the devil.